Aloha, Rich Halverson here. This is ICS 235, and I'm going to do lab 1.7. So let me get myself out of the way. Okay, in this lab, we are going to predict the outcome of field goal kicks during and the data we're going to use is the 2012 NFL season. And what we want to do is to predict the outcome of a field goal from the distance, based on the distance. Okay. And the data looks like this. Here we have a bunch of field goal attempts, and 0 means it didn't make it. And this is the distance, and the 48 yards. This is the quarter. This is the team, and this is something called the score difference pre-kick. And I'm not enough of a football guy to know what that is. But anyway, so you have a bunch of misses, and then you got a bunch of where they made it. Now here's a 48, 40. So they actually hit the field goal. They got the points. They got the extra point, or no, it wouldn't be the extra point. They got the field goal, the 3 points. And anyway, so that's the data, and we have to write a program to be able to predict, to see how well we can predict the outcome just based simply on the distance, I think. All right. So let's start out, and we're going to do these steps right here. So it's very simple, very straightforward. Same as section 1.3. Okay, first we're going to create a data frame X with input features distance, and score, diff, pre-kick. Okay, that's what we're going to be using. Yes, so it's 2 input variables. All right, so that would be okay. Here we import, and you'll see when we're going to use a NumPy library method, when we're going to use a Panda, and I don't think we use anything. We aren't plotting anything. All right, so this creates a data frame called field goal. From reading using the Panda method, read CSV, to read in this CSV file. Okay, it reads it all in, and it puts it in a data frame format. Okay, and it's called field goal. Next, we're going to create a data frame containing just these 2 features. So right here, we're going to put, and it's going to be X. We're going to call the data frame capital X. So it's going to be X equals field goal. And it's going to be, got to do 2 square brackets of distance, single quote, comma, single quote, score diff pre-kick, single quote, end square bracket, end square bracket. All right. So I'm going to put, I did this already. So whatever, I'm just going to leave that comment there. Next week, so that's the input. Now we have to create the output data frame, and this is for training purposes. So that's going to be just what is it going to be? Y, the output, this one, outcome, the first column. Remember, 0 or 1. So it's going to be field goal. This outcome. Okay. Next we have, okay, this is the part that we haven't seen yet, and it is flattening the array. Okay, and it's too early in the course to really explain what the difference is. Uh, but it is one of those things where if you're unsure, you can do it. Uh, and we only have the problem when we're only looking at single feature outputs. But anyway, we use the NP ravel method, and so Y array, and so we're going to call it Y array. How about that? Because it's just an array. It's not a data frame. It's not a single feature data frame. It's just an array. NP ravel. Uh, and what we're raveling is this this data frame here, this Y data frame. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to initialize this logistic model. We're going to call it this logistic model. And we're using this thing here. Copy. So logistic here. Oh, look, it's right there. Okay, so I'm going to say it is this because it's a method. Logistic regression. Okay, next we have to fit the model. We're going to fit logistic regression. So, no, fit logistic model. Logistic model equals, and it's sometimes, this is, I think this works. It equals logistic model. Oops, I'm going to do lowercase. Logistic model dot fit. And we're fitting it with the inputs. Is the input features are the capital X data frame up here, and the output is we're fitting it to Y array. It's got to be a regular old array, not a data frame. Okay, so that's going to fit the logic. It's going to, change a bunch of coefficients and so on inside the model there. We don't have to know about that. This is 2025, not 1985. And so that does that. And then we're going to now we're going to create, okay, so we have, so now we're going to ask the user what the distance is, and we're going to ask the user what score diff is, and now we're going to get into some Python. These are Python methods, and one of the things I don't like about this Zybooks is that they just don't, you'll see. I'm going to modify this a little bit. And here you can put a prompt, because here we're asking the user for something. Here we're asking the user to input a distance number, because that's the distance of a field goal. And then here we're asking the user to input a score diff pre-kick number. And so I'm going to say enter distance. And I'm going to say enter score diff pre-kick, whatever the heck that is. Okay, so that's that. And we're gonna have to go take that out to be able to submit for grading and get the points. But I'll leave that for you to do. Just take this text back out again. All right, so now we have, and this is a new distance and a new score diff pre-kick that we're gonna, that's inputs, those are input features, and we're gonna, from those two inputs, we're gonna predict whether or not the kicker, field goal kicker makes the kick. So to do that, we're going to create a data frame, and here we're going to use a Panda data frame maker, pd dot data frame. By the way, in section 1.2, I think it is, at the end it has links to more documentation on all of these libraries that we're using. Panda in particular is a good one to look at, because we're going to use Panda more often. But you can just sort of learn it by just doing these exercises, and it's kind of a learn by doing thing, and after a while it's a lot easier to look through that documentation after you know a few methods of, used it a little bit, because if I took you there now, you're just gonna, not know not know what you're looking at. So just follow along here. And so I'm gonna so there's an argument. The argument is, it's going to be a JSON object uh, for that we want to turn into a data frame. And JSON objects start with a curly brace, and the first um, operand is is going to be distance, and that's the name of the field, and the value is going to be the distance that this distance here. Okay, it's going to be that. And so that's going to look like, you got to do a square bracket, just do distance, and you're going, what does this mean? Well, just type it in, and after about 3 or 4 of them, you'll just know what you're doing. Score diff pre-kick, and that value, that's the name of the field, and the value is what we read in here, which is, be right here, paste. All right, so let me move this over here. Oh, sure. Oops. Supposed to be inside it's got to be inside the square brackets. All right, so this is a JSON object, which is going to be turned into a data frame. It's going to be a single instance, and it's going to be got 2 columns, and it's got a distance column and the score diff pre-kick column, and that's going to go in, and we want this model to tell us, oh, what would the output be, 1 or 0? The person made the field goal or didn't make the field goal. Based on all the data that you've seen, if these are the 2, arguments today. And so that 1 or 0 is going to be a logistic model of prediction using this new XNew single instance data frame. And then it's going to print out what the value of the prediction is. Okay. Now, after all that, you want to see how accurate you think, how confident this thing thinks is on this. And so then we can do a score. It's a classification model, regression type thing. So we can do a score, and there we do logistic model dot score. The score for I guess we're gonna use. I guess we do this on the actual data that we use to train the model. So I'm going to try it with this right now, because that's what the answer thing says. And I think that's when we'll get this number, maybe. Let's see. So I'm going to run this thing, and here now it's going to ask me, enter the distance, and the distance was 25 and 8. So the distance is 25. See, that's the testing. 25 yards, and this is 8. And the result is, oh, pred. Did I spell something wrong? Hmm. Predict. Okay, let's try this. Uh, what was it? 25.8. 25.8. Hmm. It's telling me I'm spelling things wrong. So what am I spelling wrong? Score diff pre store diff pre store diff pre kick. Oh, I know. I bet I spelled it wrong all the way. Score diff pre kick. There. Okay. Now let's run it. 25.8. Sorry, this is taking so long. 25.8. Okay, and that looks like the right number. So what you need to do to get all the points is to take this out and take this out. Because if you try to run it with this in there, it's going to say that there's something wrong. So we can submit for grading right now. And we pass all the tests. All right. So I hope that that should get you through this video, the second part of the chapter 1 video, and the one I made earlier. You should be able to get through chapter 1. So I will be making a chapter 2 video very soon. So thanks for watching.